Hey, this is Shiraz. I want to share with you 6 tips of how you can lose weight without counting calories. Now, let me put this out there. It's no secret for the past nearly 2 years, the way that I transformed my body was simply through methods such as 3 methods. First one was intermittent fasting, where I fast a minimum of 16 hours every single day, and I have an 8-hour window in which I eat, in that time period I have 2 meals. So because my body's in a calorie deficit, I was able to lose weight. Coupled with drinking apple cider vinegar 3 times a day has also helped. And the third and final simple thing that I did was to do high intensity interval training, where you do something fast paced for 1 minute, whether it's the treadmill, whether it's the rower, whether it's cross trainer, whatever machine it is that it doesn't even have to be a machine, you can even do this at home. It could be shadow boxing, anything, skipping, just for 1 minute, then you rest for a minute, then you do it again for a minute, then you rest for a minute, then you do it again for a minute. The way that works in terms of fat loss, in triggering the fat loss process, is that it gets your heart rate elevated high in that minute of exercise, and then you're allowing it to cool back down. Then you're going to elevate it high again, and you're allowing it to cool back down. That process in itself, 20 minutes max, is all you need for fat loss. Now, I have obviously had a discussion recently with people who have stated that the way I've transformed my body cannot have been done as simply as I've done, as quickly as I've done, without using substances, which I completely deny, purely because I've not had to count calories, and they think, well, if you've not counted calories, then you've done something different. Yes, I have. Now, just like 6 add 3 does equal 9, so does 5 add 4. I am not discounting counting calories. I am just saying I have never needed to do it, and that's all I'm wanting to share with you. Yes, counting calories does have its place if you are competing, and if you are being strict, and if you're looking into the science of it, and you are really being thorough, then yes, it has its place. However, if you're maintaining a healthy lifestyle and a athletic frame, then it can be done very easily without counting calories. So here are my 6 tips for how you can do that. So are you ready for the 6 tips of how to lose weight without counting calories? Remember that these strategies do nothing more than actually help you restrict your calorie intake, thus creating a daily calorie deficit, which in turn leads to weight loss. So number 1 is if you do have breakfast, eat a high protein breakfast. Research has actually shown that simply eating eggs in the morning, as opposed to maybe some grain-based breakfast like bagels, can help you lose weight. Why? Very simply, people that eat eggs for breakfast end up eating fewer calories at lunch for the rest of the day. And according to one study, even for the next 36 hours. Now, in case you're worried that eggs raise your cholesterol, bad cholesterol levels or otherwise, that increase the risk of heart disease, more recent research has actually completely debunked these long-standing claims. So eggs are cheap, healthy foods, and that we should all enjoy. Now, skip the grain breakfast and opt for a high protein breakfast option like eggs. Okay, so number 2 is eat more protein in general. So when it comes to losing weight, protein is your best friend. Study after study after study have shown and confirmed that a high protein diet results in more fat loss than low protein diets. Now, even when eating until fullness, as well as less hunger and a greater metabolic body boost. So there's 2 primary reasons for this benefit. Protein costs quite a bit of energy to metabolize. About 25 to 30% of its energy is utilized in the process, as opposed to only 5 to 15% of carbohydrates energy utilized in processing and 5% in fats. What does this mean? When you eat protein, there just isn't as much energy left over to use for fat storage that you would eat when you eat carbohydrates or fat. Number 2, protein is more filling than carbohydrates or fats, okay, which help you reduce your total daily calorie intake. And in one study, increasing subjects' daily protein intake to 30% of their total calories resulted in an average reduction of 441 calories. So a high protein diet has another major weight loss benefit. It reduces the amount of muscle that you lose while restricting calories, including a serving of protein with every meal. And you're going to find it's much easier to lose weight without counting calories. Number 3 of these tips, eat plenty of low-calorie, fibrous foods. Fibrous foods with a high water content, like most vegetables and some fruits, are great for weight loss. They're great weight loss foods. Why? Because they're filling, but without all the calories. Now, increasing fiber intake is a simple way to increase fullness, which leads to an overall reduced daily calorie intake again. So here are my favorite fibrous fruits and veggies: raspberries, pears, green apples, broccoli, apples, bananas, Brussels sprouts, spinach, oranges. Eat a few servings of fruits and vegetables every single day, and you'll find it's easier to feel full and satisfied without eating a lot of calories. So number 4, reduce your carbohydrate intake. No, there's nothing inherently fattening about carbohydrates, but restricting carbohydrate intake is a very easy way to significantly reduce your total daily intake, your calorie intake. The fact is, most people just abuse carbohydrates, eating far too many every single day. And this is partially because carbohydrates, they're not very filling. And of course, because of a lot of tasty foods that we enjoy are kind of high carbs, it has a problem, it causes a problem. Now, the easiest way to cut back on carbs is to eliminate sugars, sweets, fizzy drinks, and limit your intake of starchy foods and grains such as breads and your pastas and your potatoes, etc., to maybe 0 to 1 servings per day. And if you're going to have one serving, make it small, no bigger than a fistful. Now, instead, rely on fruits and veggies, the ones that have been mentioned above, for your carbohydrates. If you do this, your carbohydrate intake will be somewhere between 50 to 100 grams per day, which will not only keep the calories under control, but will also help you drop water weight and reduce that bloated look. Now, an easy way of reducing calories is cutting out cereals, cutting out your rices, your grains, your breads, your pastas, and other comfort carbs, and replacing them with fibrous fruits and vegetables. So number 5 of this tip is drink more water. Research has actually shown that increased water intake is an effective way of increasing fullness, thus helping you reduce your total calorie intake again. Drinking just 2 glasses before a meal is enough to confer this benefit. Furthermore, research has actually shown that increasing your water intake actually speeds up your metabolism as well. So scientists found that after drinking approximately 2 cups of water, subjects' metabolic rates were evaluated within 10 minutes of water consumption and reached a maximum elevation after about 30 to 40 minutes. How does water have this effect in your body? Well, at least 40% of the increase in basal metabolic rate is caused by the body's need to heat water to body temperature. No colder water doesn't give you the bigger boost. Room temperature is absolutely fine. So it's interesting to note that salty fluids negate the metabolic boost because they interfere with the cell's full mechanisms in the role of metabolic acceleration. So increase your water intake by 1 gallon per day and about 2 glasses before each meal to help you lose weight easily. Number 6, get enough sleep. Did you know that getting inadequate sleep raises the risk of obesity by 89% in children, 55% in adults? Yes, it's true. Poor sleep messes with our hormones related to hunger, causing an increase in hunger and our cravings. So make sure you're making time for adequate sleep. Get enough sleep every single night and you'll be naturally less hungry and will have fewer cravings.